Now let's look at some of the other miscellaneous features you're going to need to possibly use when you're running a tournament with Matchmaker. I said before about how to enter results by double clicking. At some point you're going to want to run team scores. So let me enter a couple more results here. Let's say Caleb won by a fall, and I won't put the fall time in there. And say Dylan won by a technical fall, and we'll say the score was 19-3. And say Garrett won by a fall, and we'll put the fall time in there this time. 1:23, we'll say. Okay, we've got a couple of results entered here. Let's say I want to run team scores. What I'm going to do is go again up to the tournament menu and choose team standings. And now Matchmaker will search through all the brackets of all the matches and calculate team scores for each team. And as you can see here, it orders them according to place, and gives you them, like I said, in descending order by the number of points scored. So let's click OK and close that. That's one feature. Obviously, you're going to run that one a fair amount. You can also print team standings by going to the File menu and choosing Print. There's an option there to print the current team standings as well. What else? Let's say a team wants to see how they're doing in particular, just their kids. You can go to the Teams menu here and choose a team. Let's just say it's Elk River. And Matchmaker will compare the results in the brackets to their roster. So as you can see here, Garrett Calden has scored 9 points for their team. And the rest of the roster then is listed as well. Some coaches like that just because they can check on their team at any time. Sometimes coaches are naughty, or wrestlers could be as well, and a referee is going to impose a team point penalty. You can actually go down here to the tournament menu, choose team point deduction, and all you need to do here is tell Matchmaker which team is getting the deduction and then a value of how many points should be deducted from their team score. So let's say Burnsville gets a 2-point team deduction. I would just enter a 2 here. Don't enter that as a negative number. Matchmaker assumes it's negative already, so don't put that negative sign in front of the 2. And then click OK. It'll ask you, are you sure? Because it can't be undone later. Click yes. And so now if we go to the tournament menu and choose team standings, you'll see Burnsville actually will have a score of -2 because none of their guys have scored yet. You can see down here. One other thing that happens sometimes in tournaments is sometimes kids lose their head a little bit and might get disqualified. So to disqualify a wrestler, what you would do is go up to the tournament menu here and choose disqualification. Matchmaker requires a little bit of information here, so let's say maybe Jaden McAdams here from Hutchinson got disqualified instead of getting a fall here by Caleb Voss. What I would do is tell Matchmaker the weight class, 106, and the team, Hutchinson, and you can see Jaden McAdams' name shows up here. And then usually there's a team point deduction that goes along with a disqualification like this. So you can change that point value. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. We'll say it's 1. And click OK. And what happens is all of Jaden's team points that he has earned throughout the tournament are thrown out, and the letters DQ are going to be placed in front of his name. And that's actually a cue for Matchmaker to not include him in any team standings or place winners or anything like that. So click OK. Again, it'll say, are you sure? Click yes. And that's all there is to it. So now when we go back to 106, you'll see here in front of Jaden McAdams there's actually a DQ, and now Matchmaker is going to make sure that his points don't count in the team score. Let's see. Boy, that's pretty much it as far as running a tournament using Matchmaker, especially using the paper option. Electronics, there's a few other things that you've got to take care of, but as far as the overall running of the tournament, that's all there is to it. One other thing you can do is some people like to put graphics on their brackets, like a background picture, things like that. And that's where you would go to the tournament menu and choose this item right here. And you can actually set where on the bracket you want that graphic to be printed using the dialog that pops up. You can see here an empty bracket will show up here. Let's just choose 106. And if I want to place a bracket in the, or a graphic in the background here, I can place it and then use these sliders here to move that graphic up and down or left and right on those brackets, scale it if it's not to the right scale, etc. The one thing with putting graphics on brackets is it slows things down and it uses quite a bit of ink. So use that sparingly, but it is there for you if you want to use it. So that's it as far as running a tournament using Matchmaker. If you have other questions, you can certainly email me at john.peterson@jpchaos.com. Otherwise, check back here periodically on our channel and see if there's any more updated videos. Thank you.